What's up everybody, welcome to another honest comparison video. Today I have this Motorola X30 Pro and Xiaomi 12S Ultra. Yeah, we are gonna compare Motorola X30 Pro with Xiaomi 12S Ultra, but to make things a bit more interesting, I have added some spice to this curry. You can see over here I have many other smartphones. I have this Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, Honor Magic 4 Pro and Oneplus 10T. Yeah, I have also added these three smartphones inside this camera comparison video. It's not like I'm gonna compare all of these five smartphones side by side. Actually, I'm gonna compare this Motorola X30 Pro with this Xiaomi 12S Ultra. But inside this video, there are parts where I have compared this Motorola X30 Pro with this OnePlus 10T, then with this Magic 4 Pro, and then with this Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. I have just tried to check how far this Motorola X30 Pro can go and where does actually this one stand. Is it better than the budget flagships, or can it compete with the super flagships, or where does it actually stand? I want to know that. So that's why I have added these smartphones, and I truly wish that you will find this video interesting. And yeah, I wish that if you find this video helpful, then you will spend a bit of a time and click on the like button. Please take a while, click on the like button and subscribe to this channel, support honest content. Let's start our camera comparison between this Motorola X30 Pro and Xiaomi 12S Ultra. What's up everybody, welcome to another camera comparison video. Today I have this Xiaomi 12S Ultra and Motorola X30 Pro. Well, I had to reshoot this video at least 3 times. I have started doing this camera comparison video at least 5 days ago, but after I have almost half done this camera comparison video, Motorola X30 Pro got an update, and then after 2 days, 2 days ago, Xiaomi 12S Ultra also has got an update. So yeah, it was a bit difficult for me to, so yeah, we had to reshoot a lot of photos, a lot of videos. Now, one thing I must mention that Motorola X30 Pro front camera, selfie camera can record 4K videos, but Xiaomi 12S Ultra cannot. You check carefully which smartphone microphone has performed better and make a comment in the comment section below. Let me know which smartphone selfie camera do you prefer. A lot of mosquitoes here, I don't want to sit here. Let's flip to the rear cameras. Let's start our camera comparison between this Xiaomi 12S Ultra and Motorola X30 Pro. But before everything, one request: if you end up liking this video, then please don't forget to click on the like button. Go ahead, smash that like button and subscribe to this channel. Support honest content and support this channel. Well, I have taken almost all the pictures in a very harsh lighting condition, cause Xiaomi 12S Ultra is a super flagship smartphone and I wanted to test how far this Motorola X30 Pro can go. Oh, by the way, Motorola X30 Pro may get a new name in global market, that's Motorola Edge 30 Ultra. For your information, Motorola X30 Pro comes with a Samsung ISOCELL HP1 200 megapixel main sensor, which has a few interesting features like multi-sampling, staggered HDR and smart ISO. All these together, along with good stock camera algorithm, has managed to produce great quality photos under bright daylight. On the other hand, Xiaomi 12S Ultra comes with an 1-inch main sensor. It's a Sony IMX989 50 megapixel sensor. Truly, other than a few hiccups here and there, both have performed almost equally well. White balance and saturation jumps back and forth, but in general, Motorola has kept the tone a bit warm, while Xiaomi has kept it a bit cold. Trust me, the differences are almost negligible. In some photos, Xiaomi has better exposure and wider dynamic range, and in some photos, Motorola has more detail along with sharper textures. It's the same about color rendition. Sometimes Xiaomi has reproduced almost perfect colors, while sometimes Motorola has done better. The problem is, in Leica Authentic mode, Xiaomi has done better, while Xiaomi has totally failed to reproduce true-to-life colors in Leica Vibrant. After checking a lot of photos side by side and after doing some heavy pixel peeping, I have noticed Xiaomi has better highlights and contrast management, while Motorola under harsh lighting has highlights clipping issue, which is almost nothing considering the price difference of these two smartphones. Okay, I have uploaded a few photos online, so you can download and check the original photos side by side. Before we check ultra-wide and zoom photos, I think we should check some human photos grabbed by the main sensor. I'm amazed by the performance of this Motorola X30 Pro. which is also known as Motorola Edge 30 Ultra in global market. I really didn't even expect this one would be able to put up a fight against Xiaomi 12S Ultra. But check these photos. Better exposure, better contrast, more detail, sharper textures, along with true-to-life color grading and higher shadow. I really had to check twice that these photos are actually taken with Motorola X30 Pro. Yeah, Motorola has done magic. Both of the Motorola X30 Pro and Xiaomi 12S Ultra has added some type of beauty effect. I cannot disagree that in some photos it looks Motorola has added skin fairness, but the truth is Xiaomi has higher contrast, so the face of the model Thea looks a bit better in Xiaomi photos. If you check the arms and the body, you will notice that Motorola has actually reproduced correct skin tone along with way more detail on the subject. I know, a lot of things depends on personal preferences, but I would prefer Motorola cause this one costs almost 40% less than Xiaomi 12S Ultra and there is room for improvement through software update. Okay, here comes some breathing space for Xiaomi 12S Ultra. As 12S Ultra got a better Sony IMX586 48MP sensor for ultra-wide photos, it has definitely done better. Motorola X30 Pro with a mediocre Samsung ISOCELL JN1 50MP sensor has fought well, but Xiaomi 12S Ultra has grabbed more detail and ultra-wide photos taken with Xiaomi 12S Ultra also has more shadow detail with better exposure. The only issue with Xiaomi is it has tried to enhance sky color with synthetic processing and that gives the whole image an unrealistic vibe. Motorola X30 Pro ultra-wide photos are also good and it's really better than many other flagships, but it seems like there are two issues. One is exposure and the other is detail level. This is another segment where Xiaomi 12S Ultra should have bagged an easy win, but Motorola has surprised me with some nice and amazing performance. I have taken some 3x zoom photos in bright daylight and then some 5x zoom photos in low light. In both the occasions, Motorola has exceeded my expectations. As Xiaomi 12S Ultra need to depend on its main sensor for all type of zoom photos between 2x zoom to 4x zoom, Motorola X30 Pro has advantage of having a 2x telephoto lens and it has fully utilized its advantages. Xiaomi 12S Ultra with a bigger sensor and good digital cropping algorithm has also done well. Both have grabbed tons of detailed information, textures and highlights are also processed with clarity, but in terms of sharpness, shadow and exposure, Motorola X30 Pro 3x zoom photos are a bit better than Xiaomi 12S Ultra. Okay, once we increase the zoom range to 5x or anything beyond 5x, Xiaomi 12S Ultra gets back to the driving seat. 12S Ultra with a dedicated 5x periscope lens tagged to a flagship class Sony IMX586 48MP sensor has produced better 5x zoom photos. 12S Ultra has wider dynamic range, better exposure, almost correct contrast, amazingly well processed textures with sharpness, but at the same time, colors are a bit saturated. Xiaomi 12S Ultra is a super flagship and I actually have expected this type of performance, but what I didn't expect is this. Motorola X30 Pro in some occasions has even beaten Xiaomi 12S Ultra. It came as a total surprise. Moreover, when I have tried to grab some 10x zoom photos at night, Motorola X30 Pro has fought well. It may not be comparable to Xiaomi 12S Ultra in 10x zoom photos, but it is definitely better than any other smartphones in its segment. Kudos to Motorola. When we have checked daytime ultra-wide photos a few minutes ago, I have already mentioned Xiaomi 12S Ultra comes with a flagship class Sony IMX 48MP sensor, while Motorola X30 Pro comes with a mediocre Samsung ISOCELL JN1 50MP sensor. So there is a difference in performance. Some differences are preferential, like Xiaomi has saturated the colors, kept the tone warm, and with its heavy computational photography, Xiaomi photos are a true example of what we call social media ready photos. On the other hand, due to poor sensor and stock camera algorithm, Motorola X30 Pro has less detail, more noise and grains. One more time, Xiaomi 12S Ultra is edge ahead, but there is no way I would say Motorola X30 Pro has done worse than what it should. Cause many other flagship smartphones like Oneplus 10 Pro, Oppo Find X5 Pro, also comes with the same sensor for ultra-wide photos and couldn't do better than Motorola X30 Pro. So I think it's a win for Motorola. Well, it's time for nighttime photos. Both the phones have a new sensor with some amazing features. So I have expected something nice from both the Xiaomi and Motorola. None has disappointed me. I have to accept that usually Xiaomi 12S Ultra has reproduced the scene a bit better than Motorola X30 Pro, while in some occasions Motorola has pulled a stunner and reproduced superb low-light photos. Actually, the difference between these two isn't like day and night. After checking a lot of night mode photos, I have noticed 12S Ultra has more detail and sharper textures, while color grading of Motorola seems to be a bit more realistic, and it also has natural white balance. As I always say, a lot depends on how you like your photos. Some people prefer social media ready eye candy, and some people prefer photos which represents reality. I personally believe that there are 4 factors that defines a good night mode photo. I call it DENS: detail, exposure, noise and shadow. If a smartphone can get these 4 correct in low light photos, then I will surely go with that. There is no way I can disagree that Xiaomi 12S Ultra has actually done a bit better, but considering the price and segment of this Motorola X30 Pro, I am truly intrigued to believe that Motorola X30 Pro may deliver better performance with software updates. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest, I'll never forget what. If you don't know yet, then Motorola X30 Pro actually has 3 different focal lengths for portrait photos: 35mm, 50mm and 85mm. That means it can match Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra's portrait focal length. Not only the focal length, Motorola has impressed me with amazing true-to-life color grading and enormous detail on the subject. Similar detail level with S22 Ultra, perfect reproduction of skin tone and well-processed textures. Who would believe? This Motorola X30 Pro costs even less than 50% of Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Separation between the subject and background is also very similar, and altogether, X30 Pro's bokeh photos are totally top of the line. Motorola X30 Pro has also fought neck and neck with Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra in human photos taken with the main sensor. This is unbelievable performance. If you check carefully, Motorola X30 Pro has better natural bokeh. Thanks to its staggered HDR and smart ISO, it has managed to maintain good exposure and better dynamic range. But detail level on the subject is slightly better in the photos taken with Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, as there is almost no synthetic beauty effect added on S22 Ultra. Motorola, owned by Lenovo, being a Chinese brand, has decided to go for skin smoothing and a bit of skin fairness that actually makes the human subject look better but ruins the originality of the photo. Kim, the model, likes Motorola X30 Pro because she believes it makes her look even beautiful, while S22 Ultra has failed to process her oily skin. So it depends on you what you prefer, but considering the price tag, I am falling in love with this Motorola X30 Pro. Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all. These video clips are recorded in 4K 30 frames per second and I am speechless. I will leave these to you. Watch through these video clips and you will get surprised. Cause in harsh lighting conditions, Motorola X30 Pro has managed to maintain exposure slightly better than S22 Ultra. Detail level, dynamic range, sharpness and colors. Everything is almost similar, but if you do some heavy pixel peeping and if you wanna do nitpicking, then okay, Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is a bit better. However, sometimes it's a bit saturated on Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and white balance isn't as perfect as it should be. In terms of stabilization, I think it is a difficult task to find which one is better. Both have very good stabilization. 4K 30 frames per second to 4K 60 frames per second. And we are back to comparison with Xiaomi 12S Ultra. Without any hesitation, 12S Ultra has reproduced better 4K videos with better quality, not only better exposure and wider dynamic range. 12S Ultra also has more detail on the subject, well-processed shadow, and as textures are processed with clarity, it feels super crisp, super sharp, and super clear. Okay, Xiaomi 12S Ultra should perform like a monster cause it is a super flagship, but Motorola X30 Pro, even being a budget flagship, it has performed very well. I have never seen such steady stabilization in other budget smartphones. Moreover, level of detail and color grading of Motorola is almost comparable to any other super flagships. We have checked portrait photos of Motorola X30 Pro with S22 Ultra. Now it's time to compare portrait photos of X30 Pro with Xiaomi 12S Ultra. This time I have used 50mm focal length of X30 Pro cause Xiaomi 12S Ultra doesn't have any dedicated portrait sensor. Xiaomi 12S Ultra uses its main sensor to grab bokeh photos and adds synthetic processing to give it a 50mm look. After checking 25 portrait photos, truly, it's not like Motorola X30 Pro has put up a fight, it's more like Xiaomi has failed with its wrong choices along with poor optimization. Xiaomi should have added a dedicated 2x or 3x zoom lens cause that would help it to get better portrait photos. The difference in quality between these two smartphones are clearly visible. Skin smoothing beauty effect, darker skin tone along with soft textures, Xiaomi 12S Ultra bokeh photos are far behind than most of the other flagships. After heavily punching in, another thing got visible. That's poor edge detection and edge cutouts. Xiaomi has made me so very unhappy with this type of performance. I know, a lot of people are busy praising Xiaomi 12S Ultra, but in reality, portrait performance of Xiaomi 12S Ultra isn't even as good as Motorola X30 Pro. Like Xiaomi, Oneplus also has a very big league of fanboys. A lot of people are praising OnePlus 10T. I'm not sure why. Yeah, most of the reviews about OnePlus 10T is so sweet, so positive, but the truth is, OnePlus 10T is one of the worst smartphones in its class or in its price segment. In China, OnePlus 10 Pro is only $46 more expensive than OnePlus 10T. So yeah, compared to OnePlus 10 Pro, OnePlus 10T is awfully expensive. Side by side with OnePlus 10T, Motorola X30 Pro with better camera hardware has obviously delivered better performance. More detailed, sharper textures, natural white balance, true-to-life color grading, and wider dynamic range along with better exposure. I'm not gonna prolong this video. It's already clear that Motorola X30 Pro's rear camera setup is way better than its real competitors like OnePlus 10T, iQOO 9T or Realme GT2 Master Explorer. And it's not only better than budget flagships, it's even comparable to Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and Xiaomi 12S Ultra. Finally, it's time for selfie photos. First, let's check some selfie photos and selfie portraits side by side with OnePlus 10T, the super smartphone available in the Western Hemisphere. Sometimes, truly, I feel sad for those people who depend on OnePlus and don't have access to other better options. Motorola X30 Pro has a OmniVision OV60 60MP sensor for selfie photos, and that really has outperformed almost all the flagship smartphones. OnePlus 10T selfie photos looks so cartoonish beside Motorola X30 Pro. Not only OnePlus 10T, Motorola X30 Pro selfie camera performance is even better than Xiaomi 12S Ultra. Wider dynamic range, better exposure, better skin tone, and more detail. I am getting tired of repeating the same thing again and again. Motorola X30 Pro has done better. If Motorola can slightly fine-tune the performance of this X30 Pro, and if the price of Motorola X30 Pro global variant is similar to Chinese price, then well, this is going to be a hot cake. So fight and die for the I have tested nighttime 4K video performance of Motorola X30 Pro with Honor Magic 4 Pro cause I have used Honor Magic 4 Pro as my daily drive for a few months, and Honor has always tried to tout about its low light video performance. Anyway, I recommend that you watch this video in 4K cause in 1080p the differences may not be clearly visible. As Honor Magic 4 Pro heavily depends on EIS, there are some jitteriness and stabilization isn't so smooth. Motorola X30 Pro has slightly better stabilization in terms of detail and textures. Honor Magic 4 Pro is slightly ahead of Motorola X30 Pro, but Motorola has better exposure management. And one more time, considering the price tag, Motorola X30 Pro's low light video performance is awesome. It's above and beyond my imagination. Well, it's time for verdict. What do you think? Which one is the winner? This one or this one? Has this managed to fight with the other smartphones? What do you think? In my world, actually in our Hans Studio Pro, we believe that this one has performed very good considering its price tag. This one not only has managed to fight with Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and Xiaomi 12S Ultra, in some occasions this one has actually beaten the flagships. That's really crazy. And when compared with other flagships, this one is definitely a bit better than those. Especially you need to understand this one actually costs less than any other flagships. This one costs even less than iQOO 9T. But in terms of camera performance, this one is way ahead of iQOO 9T. Well, that's what I think, that's what I believe, that what I have experienced through this camera comparison video. What's your thought about this? I will wait for your comments. I love to read your comments. Please make a comment and share your thoughts and ideas in the comment section below. Well, if you have found this video helpful, if you have liked this video, then please take a moment and click on the like button. Please support honest content. If you wanna watch more videos like these, then please subscribe to this channel. And one more time, support honest content.